Okay, now we're going to be talking about how to write an introductory paragraph, which is the first paragraph of your essay. Obviously, since it's the introduction, it's introducing your essay. Okay, an introductory paragraph has three main parts. The first part is the hook, and that's what gets the reader's attention, background information, and then the thesis. Now, your introductory paragraph really should be no more than 2 to 5 sentences. It does not have to be that long. Okay, so some different types of hooks. First of all, the hook is what grabs the reader's attention and pulls them into the essay. If your first line isn't interesting, the reader is not going to read the rest of your essay. So the main job of the hook is to get the reader to want to read the rest of the essay. So first, a quote. Now this can be from an author or from a book or, a famous person that you could look up online. Make sure that obviously any hook that you use has to do with your thesis or has to do with your paper. You can't just grab some random quote and put it into your essay. The next is an onomatopoeia, which is a word that sounds like what it is. So bang, pop, crash. Those are all onomatopoeias. You could use that unless you are in 8th grade. You are not allowed to use onomatopoeias anymore. That is, you need to kind of move beyond that and choose something else. You could use a poem, a song, just a section from it. You could write your own poem if you wanted to. A song, you would make sure that it has to do with your essay. An interjection, wow, something like that. Be careful with those. They can kind of get a little boring and it might not grab the reader's attention. A startling statistic, something, that 1 out of every 10 people drink Pepsi. I don't know. Something like that. Something that's, you could do something startling maybe about, if you were talking about world hunger, 1 out of every 10 child is starving. Something like that would grab the reader's attention and want to make them keep reading. You could start with dialogue, having 2 characters talking to each other. Description, that's always really fun. If you're writing about basketball, you could describe the game-winning shot. You could describe what if you're trying to convince a school to build a pool or something like that, you could describe the smell of chlorine, something that would grab that reader's attention again. Or an anecdote. An anecdote is a very, very short story, even shorter than you're really used to. It's going to be like a paragraph of a story. So those are all different types of hooks. And there are many more that you could look online, but these are some of the ones that are very common. If you are in Miss Hoke's class, you are not allowed to use a question as a hook. Okay, the next part is the background information, and that's any information your reader may need to know before they read your essay. So if you are writing a essay on, embryonic stem cell research, you might want to give people a little bit of background information before you give them your thesis statement, because they might not know what embryonic stem cell research is. They might not know what it even involves. So you might want to give them a little bit of information before you give them the thesis statement. Because if you give them the thesis statement and they don't understand something in your thesis statement, they're not going to continue reading because they don't know what your thesis statement means. So think about your audience. What do you need to tell them to help them understand your thesis? Now, the thesis we've already talked about in a previous video. It's a single declarative sentence that states the controlling idea of your essay. Your whole entire introductory paragraph should be supporting this thesis because this is the most important part of your paper. Okay, so here's an example of an introductory paragraph. Accidents kill nearly 8,000 children under the age of 15 each year. For every fatality, 42 more children are admitted to the hospital for treatment. Yet such death and injuries can be avoided through 3 easy steps parents can take right now. Okay, so we're looking for those 3 things: the hook, the background, and your thesis statement. So here's our hook. This is a startling fact. Accidents kill nearly 8,000 children under the age of 15 every year. That's a startling fact, something that grabs my reader's attention. They want to know, what are these accidents? What's going on? What can we do to stop it? Then we give you some more background information that is, important for me to be able to understand this part of the thesis, the injuries part. So, that's included in there, giving you more background information. And then the last part is the thesis statement. Yet, such deaths and injuries can be avoided through 3 easy steps parents can take right now. I know that this essay is going to be about those 3 easy steps that the parents can take. So what you need to do, you should already have your thesis written. Now just create that introductory paragraph where you have your hook, your background, and your thesis.